Let's talk about something that sounds official, something that shows up on paperwork, something people assume is happening every day in medical offices across the country. Informed consent. It sounds responsible. It sounds ethical. Oh my gosh, it sounds ethical. It sounds like protection. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most parents have never actually experienced real informed consent.
Welcome to Root Cause Holistic Health. I'm Dr. John Harmon, physician, brain health expert, and your host on this no-fluff journey into whole body healing.
And I'm Tracy Green, wellness coach, mom, and co-host in this space where we get real about what actually heals, not just what's trending.
We're here to help you uncover what's really going on and empower you to take the next step in your healing journey.
What they've experienced is paperwork. And those two things are not the same. Informed consent is not just a signature. Signing something does not mean you were informed. It means you signed something. I've been there, done that, friends. I haven't read all the fine print. Real informed consent requires a few very specific things. It requires time. It requires full information. It requires the ability to ask questions. It requires alternatives to be discussed. It requires the freedom to say no without pressure. And if any of those things are missing, friends, that is not informed consent. That is compliance. Most parents are rushed through consent. You've seen it. You walked into the appointment, forms are handed to you, just sign here. Here's the clipboard. There's the waiting room. There's a schedule running behind. Nobody is sitting down with you explaining every ingredient. Nobody is walking you through long-term risk data. Nobody is saying, take this home and read it. Come back tomorrow. Because the system runs on speed. Did you know the average pediatrician spends 7 minutes with you? 7! Moms, doesn't that make you mad? It makes me furious. Like I said, the system runs on speed, and speed is the enemy of informed decisions. If you are rushed, you are not consenting. You are complying. Let that land, okay? Breathe it in, breathe it out. You are complying. If someone says, we need to do this right now, everyone does this, or it's routine, don't delay, it's the schedule, and you start to feel pressure in your chest, stop, breathe. If you sign that because it's easier than pushing back, you're not listening to your instincts. That is not informed consent. That is fear and urgency doing their job, which is exactly why we talked about those in earlier episodes. Informed consent means you can ask the hard questions. And I want parents to hear this very clearly. You are allowed to ask the hard questions. You are the parent. You are in charge. You are meant to lead. You know your child best. Not polite half questions, real questions. And you deserve real answers. What are the ingredients? What are the known side effects? What are the long-term risks? What are the alternatives? Or what happens if we wait? Friends, those are not offensive questions. Those are responsible parenting questions. Anyone who makes you feel small for asking them is revealing something about the system they work in. You are allowed to read the inserts. This one alone makes people so nervous, and I don't know why. Why? What are they afraid of? What are they hiding? Yes, it takes a little bit of time. Isn't your child's health worth it? You are allowed to read the inserts. This one alone, like I said, makes people nervous. But you know what? It shouldn't. If something is being recommended for your child's body, you have the right to read all of the information you can. That insert has a lot of information on it. How about medication? Every medication has an insert. Have you read it? Every injection has an insert ingredient list. And those inserts contain information that parents deserve to see, not filtered, not summarized, not softened, the actual documentation. Reading the insert is not dangerous. You know what it? Avoiding it is. Informed consent requires time. Real consent cannot happen under pressure. It requires time to think, time to pause, time to research, time to talk with your partner, time to sit with your instincts. Moms, stop silencing your instincts. You've got that mommy gut for a reason. Use it. You are allowed to say, yeah, I'm not deciding today. Or I want to read this first. Or we need time to think about this. You know what? Those sentences are not rebellious. They are responsible. You are absolutely allowed to decline any medication, any inoculation, any prescription you don't agree with or doesn't feel right at the time. You are allowed to decline. This is the part that most parents struggle with because declining feels confrontational. Declining is a core part of informed consent. Consent is not real if no is not allowed. Let me say that again. Consent is not real if no is not allowed. You absolutely can say, not today. We're going to wait. We're not comfortable with that right now. And you don't need to give a long speech explaining why. You know what the reason why is? Because you're the parent. That is explanation enough because you said so. This is why authority matters. In the last episode, we talked about authority. Authority is what makes informed consent possible. Because if you believe someone else outranks you in decisions about your child, friends, you will never feel free to ask the questions that informed consent requires. You know, professionals, they can advise, but parents decide. That's the correct order. Professionals can advise, but parents decide. Informed consent is part of the root cause revolution. Inside this podcast and inside the root cause ecosystem, we're building something very intentional. We are helping parents relearn how to think, how to pause, how to breathe slowly when you're in situations that you are not comfortable in, how to read, how to question, how to decide. This is not rejecting care. This is about engaging consciously. When parents are informed, something powerful happens. That fear, it decreases. And you know what? Your confidence increases. Families start making decisions that are aligned with their values instead of reacting to the pressure. All right, that's a lot, I know. What can you start doing today? All right, friends, let's start simple. Let's start small. You know what? It starts with awareness. Read labels in your pantry. Look for bioengineered ingredients. Ask questions at your next appointment. Take time before making decisions. Build a home environment that supports health. Sunlight, real food, clean water, movement, sleep. We really need to start prioritizing sleep. And most importantly, teach your children something many of us were never taught. Teach them how to question. Teach them how to listen. Teach them how to listen to intuition. Teach them how to think. That is how cycles change. Informed consent is not a document. It's a process that requires courage, curiosity, and time. Parents, you deserve all three. You are not reckless for asking questions. It's your baby. You can't go to the store and get another baby. I say that all the time to my daughter. When I'm telling her to be safe or be careful, when she's out and about, I'd say, I can't go to the store and get another Bella. You are not negligent for taking time. You are not dangerous for reading ingredients. You, my friends, are being responsible. And responsibility begins with awareness. Pause before you panic. Question what you're told. Read the ingredients. Trust your gut. You are the parent or caregiver. You have options. You are not alone. I am one DM away. Dr. Harmon and I are grateful to be here, and we want to hold your hand and be there for you every step in this journey. Stay grateful, stay grounded. Welcome to the Root Cause Revolution.
Thanks for tuning in to Root Cause Holistic Health. We're here to help you uncover what's really going on and empower you to take the next step in your healing journey.
Whether you're a mom, a dad, or just someone ready to stop settling for Band-Aid fixes, we hope today's episode gave you something to think about.
If you found this episode valuable, do us a favor, share it with someone you love, and leave a review so we can reach more families like yours.
Make sure to hit follow so you don't miss next week's episode. We've got more honest conversations, practical tips, and root cause wisdom coming your way.
Until next time, stay grounded, stay curious, and most of all, stay connected to what truly matters.
We'll see you next time on Root Cause Holistic Health.